Eternal life is a free gift from God. Jesus died for you at Calvary. He is the way, the truth, the life, the door. If you believe in Him, you shall be saved, 'cause God's free gift to you is eternal life through Jesus Christ the Lord.
You see, if you went around a person that was working miracles and healing the sick, you'd want to know how to do that. But they never asked that question. They never asked teachers how to give sight to the blind, teach us how to cleanse the lepers. They had seen many miracles that Jesus performed. They had seen Him turn water into wine. Now, most of His disciples were professional men. They were fishermen. They worked for money. You think, if I could turn water into wine, I could get really rich. But they never asked the teachers how to work miracles. They had seen the miracle, the loaves and fishes. They had seen Jesus walk on water. They had seen outstanding miracles. But they never said, teach us how to perform miracles. They had seen Jesus raise the dead on separate occasions. And most people would say, well, look, never mind about prayer. Teach us how to heal. Teach us how to work miracles. Teach us how to raise the dead, because if you can get all them in a church, you're going to have a big church. But they never asked that question. There isn't one place in the Bible where they ever asked Jesus how to cast out demons, how to work miracles, how to heal the sick, but they asked Jesus how we should pray. Now, why is that so important? You see, friends, if you learn how to pray properly, miracles will follow. If you learn how to pray, healings will follow. If we get our prayer life right, everything else will fall into place. You don't have to worry about how to heal the sick, because you can't heal the sick. Only He can heal the sick. You can't work miracles. Only God can work miracles. You can't raise the dead. Only He can do that. We do it in His power. But there's one thing we can do. We can pray. And if we can get our prayer life right, and we can learn the secret of successful prayer, then everything else will fall into place. And oftentimes we can get so busy that we forget to pray. We can get so busy in the ministry, and I talk here as a minister. I've been pastor of 2 churches. I've been evangelizing for many, many years. I've preached in different countries. And it is so easy to get so busy with what needs to be done that we neglect our prayer. It is so easy just to worry about getting messages. Do you know, friends, it's so easy to get caught up in preparing a message on prayer, but we forget to pray anyway. We can get so caught up with organising a meeting on prayer that we neglect the prayer. We can get so busy on these kind of things. It reminds me of a man once that got the job. He got a job cutting down trees. He applied for the job, and the foreman said, let me see you cut a tree down. And he cut it down quite fast. And so he said, you got the job. We expect so many trees to get knocked down each day. Well, the first day he was okay. He cut down the right amount of trees. The second day, on the Tuesday, he cut down less trees. On the Wednesday, he cut down even less trees. And on the Thursday, the foreman came up to him and said, I'm sorry you're fired. I can't pay you for what you're doing. But he said, but I work hard. I get here early. I leave late. I never take a meal break. I'm always working. And the foreman said, that is true. And then the foreman realised something. He said, have you sharpened your axe lately? He said, no, I've not had time. And that is why he was not successful. And I wonder sometimes, have we taken the time through prayer to sharpen our axe? Have we taken time to hear from God? Or do we fall back on past anointings? Do we always talk about what God is doing rather, or what God did in our ministry, rather than what God is doing in our ministry? Because we haven't taken the time to pray. The disciples, when Jesus prayed, the disciples saw something about the way he prayed. Now, this is strange when you think about it, because each one of those disciples were Jews. There were no Gentiles. Gentiles were not included at that time. Up until the time when Peter went down to the household of Cornelius, Jesus told the woman at the well, you worship you know not what for salvation. He's of the Jews. The Syrophoenician woman, when she cried out for healing, it was only by a continuation that she managed to get her daughter delivered. Because it was the time of the Gentiles. So these were Jews that attended the synagogues regular. They had seen, they were brought up in an atmosphere of prayer. They had seen the leading rabbis of their day pray. Prayer was a big thing in the temple and in the synagogue. But when they saw Jesus pray, there was something different about the way he prayed. There was something different about the way that he talked to God. He didn't pray like the rabbis. He didn't pray like the high priest of his day. He prayed with power. He prayed with authority. And they looked at the way that he prayed and said, teach us how to pray. Because there was something different. You see, the Pharisees, they went through the religion of prayer. There was religiosity attached to their prayer, but there was no fellowship with God. It was just a ritual. And if we're not careful, we can have a ritual of prayer. And they looked at Jesus and they said, this man is praying different. What was it about the way that he prayed?
Thank you for listening to Evangelist David McKivett. If you need prayer or would like to receive a free copy of our magazine called The Great Commission, write to Full Gospel Evangelism, P.O. Box 24528, London E17 3FG. That is Full Gospel Evangelism, P.O. Box 24528, London E17 3FG. Eternal life is a free gift from God. Jesus died for you at Calvary. He is the way, the truth, the life, the door. If you believe in Him, you shall be saved, 'cause God's free gift to you